Welcome to Own the Chaos. The stock market is crazy and chaotic.
Oh my God, are you seeing this shit, bro? Tesla closed at $695. What the hell is going on?
Brad and Fat Man Zoom are here to help you own it.
Now with IBM getting here, I think it's just going to come more to the forefront, and people are going to get more and more eyeballs on Salesforce. Should see a really nice move.
Taking it to the suits, being relatable and hilarious.
We got D's nuts in the crew. Every crew needs D's nuts. You know what D's nuts' #1 holding is? Big C.
Get ready to own the chaos in 3, 2, 1.
What up, everybody? Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad. That is Fat Man Zoom, and there is a lot of Doge bags out there.
I like that.
There's a ton of you guys. So over the last, if you guys haven't been following us, first of all, welcome to the Chaos. If you guys love talking about stocks and investing and want to hear our worthless opinions sometimes, according to the Doge bags, subscribe. But no, in all seriousness, we're here to help you guys with investing, and I'd say we do a pretty damn good job at doing that. But yeah, man, the Doge hype is like, I was not expecting the kind of reaction from some of the people that are in Dogecoin as we've gotten over the last 48 hours. It's been kind of comical at this point.
Yeah, it has been comical. It's funny because it's the same thing. It's just with a different player. I was thinking about GameStop, and I'm like, where are the GameStop people that are telling us we were crazy and we're wrong, and this is the movement for the masses, and now they're down like 90%. You know, like where are you? Where are you people? And do you realize, Dogecoin people, you sound exactly like them, and there's numerous examples over time that like this has just happened. Like, you tell us we're wrong, and then it's on to the next thing. And you tell us we're wrong, and it's on the next thing. And it's just like, you know, you have every reason. It's just confirmation bias at its worst.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, I was not one to really, so I was never really bullish on Bitcoin either.
Yeah.
But at least Bitcoin had like use cases, and you know, you could actually, you know, buy stuff with it. Whereas like Doge, you can barely buy Doge on any brokerage. I mean, you can't buy it on Webull. I think one of the few you can buy it on is Robinhood, which, I mean, that says a lot. And a couple of other ones. So, I mean, obviously Coinbase and that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, it just is one of those things. It'll pass.
Yeah, Bitcoin we looked at, and I think, see, people have selective hearing because we said we feel it's a hedge. And what we were addressing that people that were saying it's the next best thing, and like the next best thing since sliced bread, and you should put all YOLO it and all that other stuff. Like, we were literally saying we were investing in it as a hedge. It would be a good hedge, smart hedge. But then nobody paid attention to that. They acted like we were hating on it. And the reality is we're just trying to be compelled, and we're trying to make smart investments. And I've never met an investor who sat and listened to an investment and was like, they didn't want to hear the downside risk. Yeah. Right? Like, if you pitch an investor, for anybody who ever has to stand in front of an investor, if you pitch an investor and don't understand downside risk, they won't invest in you. Yeah. Right?
If you tell them all the good stuff, they're going to call you out on your bullshit every time.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what's going on here. You
can't even buy it on Coinbase. I'm sorry. You guys are correct. You can't. So it's not even something that you can really buy at this point. In most cases.
So we can try to manage this. If you guys have specific questions, let us know. Let me shout out our first five. Starting five for today is Vinay, Jeff Chow, Mr. DeSoto, G Money, and Rob B. Hopefully we talk about other things, not just crypto, but I'm sure once we get started on that, it will quickly devolve.
It is in the title, however. Tesla is bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, and it caused Bitcoin to go nearly to $50,000, which was actually one of our bold predictions when Bitcoin was sitting around 25K at the end of the year last year. So it's getting there. Wasn't expecting that to happen in the first quarter of 2021. That's for sure.
Yeah. It is. It is crazy. So a couple of things about the Tesla situation. So this is awesome. I'm wondering, I don't think I mentioned this on the live stream, but what I'm wondering is, was Dogecoin a way for Elon talking about Dogecoin? Was that a way for him to get people focused on crypto without him pointing out Bitcoin? I mean, he did change his bio to Bitcoin, but I'm pretty sure, I don't understand the SEC regulations that well, but I'm pretty sure he could have potentially gotten in trouble, and it looked like he's pumping up Bitcoin. So I'm pretty sure he wasn't allowed to say anything about Bitcoin until it became official.
I mean, that would make sense. So if you guys haven't been following, Elon's been kind of just talking up Doge, and that's kind of what's prompted a lot of buying in general too. But we said that it was kind of silly. It still is kind of like just more or less a joke. And I mean, if he was that bullish on Dogecoin, why didn't he just buy it himself? Instead, he went and bought $1.5 billion on Bitcoin. And you can actually buy Teslas now that with Bitcoin as well. Which we were talking about off air. What could be the next big company like that to fall in line? If somebody like Tesla is going to be providing a use for Bitcoin in their company, their business, where else do we see this popping up at? And I think Apple is the obvious answer. I think a lot of people have been speculating that, and it would make sense. But I think it probably makes sense for a lot of other companies as well.
Yeah. So I think there's two companies that it falls into. There's companies that have big cash hoards. Yeah. And if you're worried about inflation, if you're worried about making that money, there's just like, why just have the money sitting, right? And making the money work for you. Then if you believe in crypto, that may make sense to leverage at least some of your cash pile.
Right.
The other thing is that I think there's a possibility that we start seeing companies, especially these legacy companies that have been around forever, that are trying to sort of turn a new leaf. I think these legacy tech companies, there's a huge opportunity here. So I think somebody like IBM, Intel, definitely IBM.
Yeah.
Like, to me, if I'm the CEO of IBM, I'm trying to make a big splash. I'm trying to get in sort of on the front of people's minds. How great would it be if we leveraged our infrastructure to focus on blockchain?
Yeah.
We talk about Microsoft making a shift to the cloud. If IBM was like, hey, we're making a shift to blockchain, that stock would go off. And so I think it's a great move for the companies. And I think it's only a matter of time that some of these companies that have big infrastructures leverage that infrastructure for blockchain.
Yeah.
So I can see them. I could see an Intel. I can see an IBM. Before Apple, I actually think somebody like Microsoft, I could see making a huge investment into it. So those are the companies I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I was just looking at, this is Zoom. So if you guys, I don't want to get too distracted, but no, I do think that I agree. I think it makes sense for some tech companies to really go into that. I mean, outside of Apple, IBM does make a lot of sense, and it's not something that's sexy, but I think when you look at just the technology that they have surrounded around them, they have IBM Watson, all kinds of other stuff.
Yeah.
Something like that makes a ton of sense.
Dude, that won't stop.
So, we've been highly distracted here. If you guys want to follow along here and look at this chart, this is Zoom. Does anybody know why the hell Zoom's going off? I mean, I'm not complaining because I own,
Primetime DJs, what do you got? Give
nice
us
chunk of Zoom. But just noticed that, I mean, it's been going up pretty steadily over the last hour or so, but now it is really just going crazy right now.
Hell yeah.
This is nuts. It's up around 5.5%, 6%.
So what's the overall market been doing? The NASDAQ and the NASDAQ and SPY?
Overall, the markets have been kind of flat for the most part. They are slightly green. If they close green today, that would mark the 7th day in a row that the market would close green.
Damn.
Which is awesome.
Shout out to the crew, because I wanted to see how the market was doing, because it's been pretty flat all day.
Yeah.
But we got some runners in the crew. So
bro,
let us know.
Let me freaking tell you.
Anybody in the chat, let us know what you have that's been going off. I do want to point out, Mr. DeSoto, I know you missed Affirm. Did you ever get into Affirm? Were you able to get in, bro? Because Affirm is on a massive run. We got some crew members in there. Affirm went on a run. Barrel went on a run. Fisker went on a run. Clover went on a run. Everything. We have a lot of stuff going on runs.
Yeah. There was so much in the watch list over the last 2 days for our KS crew folks that if you guys didn't make money, I don't know what it is that you're doing over there. But if you guys are curious as to what we're talking about, is the Chaos Crew. If you hit join next to subscribe, you actually get to watch this from us every single day before the market opens. And it's just a list of 5 stocks that we think are going to make some pretty strong moves. Over the last 2 days, we've had some really just flat out bangers between Zoom, Affirm, Sundial even has been absolutely crazy. All some 52-week highs out of that today is a penny stock, but it's just gone the hell off.
Didn't we have Open Door?
Open Door was last week, I believe. Yeah.
That's up 16% today, about to break all-time highs.
Clover Health, we said, was a screaming buy under $12, and then it popped up over 13.
Lots.
So, yeah, Carlots. Yeah, Carlots actually did well too. I think we said was a pretty solid buy, and it was one of our stocks under $20 that we loved. So yeah, I mean, just so many good solid plays out there within our Chaos Crew. Hopefully, you guys have been crushing it. If you guys want to be part of it, again, hit that join button next to subscribe, or link is in the description if you can't see it. Some of our iPhone users can't really don't necessarily see it all the time, so it put it in there too.
Yeah, for sure. Rudy Brown double down on lots. Green now. Nice job. Yeah, we got people in BRLL, Palantir, Affirm. Looks like Christina's in Affirm. SOAN. Snowflake. I don't know if Snowflake's doing anything.
Oh yeah, FRSX went up to 1150 today too.
Really? What was it at?
Well, when we first talked about it, brought it to the channel, it was like $7.
Oh, damn.
$7.50.
That's great. Yeah, so Nate said, can we have a red day, please? Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that, because this run is obviously we'll have a red day. I don't want to say this run's coming in, but this run will end soon.
Yeah.
And we'll need it to cool off and then make a run up. How would you play this run that's going on?
Well, I've been talking to you guys about oh shoot, is it still out there?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason on mine it timed out. Just want to make sure that our stream was still healthy. But yeah, I mean, as far as that's concerned, I would say that I think that, and I've been talking about this within our Chaos Crew folks, every time I put the watch list out, I always kind of just give an overall snapshot of how the market's doing and what I think might be happening. And so, in my opinion, I think that if you guys haven't been taking profit this whole time, at least trimming some here and there, and getting some cash on hand if you don't have any, then it's always a good idea to do so. Because when you have just straight up green days like this for several days in a row, I mean, we're working on, 2 weeks straight of trading that's going to be green trading. And so there's going to be a shopping day here coming up soon, in my opinion. I'm not saying there's a crash. I'm not even saying there's an all-out correction, but I think there's going to be some profit taking at some point. Eventually, we're going to run out of buyers, and there's going to have to be sellers that take over. So you just get yourself in some cash, trim out and take some profits when they're given to you, and look for those days to do some shopping for stocks on sale, and you just kind of rinse and repeat at that point.
Yeah, for sure. I've been trying to trim a little bit, and I mean, that goes back to sort of having a strategy. You're putting out a penny stock video, which will be released tomorrow at 8 p.m. So anybody watching, make sure you like and subscribe, click the notifications. We put out a pre-recorded video. We try every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but tomorrow's touches on that a little bit. But also knowing that, the one thing for me, it's not hard and fast, but as just a general macro look at my entire year, I'm looking to make 1.5% a week. Like, when I'm looking at the whole year, it breaks down to 1.5% a week is my basic expectation. Now, that doesn't mean that after the week, if I hit 1.5%, I'm out. But what it does mean, if I'm up 4.5% today, then I feel okay with taking profits, even if there's more run. Like, that means that I'm good for the next 3 weeks.
Right.
And if I take profits, if there's a red day in the next 3 weeks, I can jump in, right?
Yeah.
Things will still potentially move,
right,
but there's a higher likelihood of downside. And so if we have one of those days where the SPY or the Qs drop by 2 or 3%, that means that something like Tesla may be down 6 or 7%.
Right.
Right. So anyways, that's sort of kind of how I look at the situation. And when you look at it that way, not to saying that's the right way, but when you look at it that way, it doesn't matter what the stock is. Right. You're just looking for opportunity. Yeah. So
I like what Funny Pranks Gone Wrong says. Profits aren't profits until you sell. And that's absolutely true. Unrealized gains don't mean shit until you sell them.
Anybody who tells you they made a shit ton off of GameStop, off of Dogecoin, even off of Bitcoin, tell them you want their confirmation order.
Right. Yeah.
Because you ain't made nothing until you sell.
Exactly. Zoom's still rolling.
What's up, Steve?
434.
Let's go, baby. 500 before earnings. What's up, Steve King?
Oh, that would be insane.
Jubei sold Corsair this morning.
Yeah, they had
probably
good earnings.
move.
Yeah, they had good earnings, and then sold off later in the morning.
How's Peloton doing?
So I actually bought some Peloton today. That was also on the watch list. I've been looking for opportunities to scoop up some Peloton. So we can look at the chart here. It's actually up around 2% or so. It ended up touching 149.89. I think 150 is going to be resistance for it. And I put in the watch list this morning, anything between that 140 and 145 was going to be a solid buy for me, but I went ahead and ended up grabbing a starter because I said that 150 would be resistance. If it broke over 150, there was a good likelihood it might continue. So I wanted to make sure that I grabbed some shares before that 150 break, if indeed that ended up happening. So I got myself a starter position on this one. We look at the daily chart, and you can see how it just kind of hangs out in this channel between 140 and 150. And we had this crazy breakout a couple of days last week on earnings day, and then it came back and settled back down into this channel. So I'm just continuing to accumulate. I think accumulating in between this spot here, grabbing shares as it dips down below 145 is going to be a good solid play because those earnings were absolutely incredible. And I think that we're going to see some continued buying from Peloton. The show's not over here yet on this stock in particular.
What do I do? I don't know what to do with myself here.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
It's the boy who claimed the GameStop rug would get pulled, and yeah, I said that. It happened. What are we talking about?
Is this somebody like just looking for us to respond? Like, is that Gandalf? Is that a serious question? It's down. You don't even have GameStop. Do you have an account? Or are you just a troll that jumps from like YouTube channel to YouTube channel? Sorry, I didn't want to, Jeff. I didn't want to, and he got me again. He used the all caps and he suckered me in. I'm the fool.
Yeah.
How did I take the bait? Oh God. That's why I didn't know what to do. Anyways, so somebody asked about Zoom earnings. I don't want to go over it today because we're going to talk about it on Stockwatch Sunday. So isn't it next week earnings?
What's that?
Zoom?
I believe so.
Yeah. So
soon.
It'll definitely be a Stockwatch Sunday. So we'll save the discussion of earnings and our expectations of earnings. Needless to say, we are bullish on Zoom. We've been bullish on Zoom since below 400, like 350. However low it went down,
I was bullish on it at 500 too. So I mean, to be completely honest, I was bullish on it at over 500 and was like, if this falls below, it's still worth a buy. It doesn't matter where it's at. Just continue to average in. But yeah, man, I mean, my average right now is at 340 something, 348 on this, and it's just continuing to roll, breaking resistance after resistance. I have no idea what's going on. I mean, we've talked about Zoom, and I know that you want to talk about it more on Stockwatch Sunday, but I just want to briefly bring this to anybody's attention who hasn't been thinking about this. They had a recent offering that didn't make a whole lot of sense. There was an offering that they did a month or so ago, I think now. It was in 2020, end of 2020. And I think the reason they did the offering was very similar to the reason that Tesla did their offering, and it was to prepare to get onto the S&P 500. And I think that's probably what's going on here. There might be some more people buying into the idea that this might be happening sooner rather than later. And so that's why I think that we're starting to see this resurgence in buying. And, ARK Invest ended up loading the boat even more on this the other day. So some slight or small catalysts that I think are just kind of snowballing on Zoom at this point.
And Zoom's earnings are March 1st, which is a Monday. Thanks, Luis. So the day before, that Stockwatch Sunday, 100%.
Oh, yeah, it'll be on
Zoom will be one of those stocks.
Yeah.
JF says, boring boys, not talk about crypto. So, guys, bring any questions you have, let us know. We'll continue start talking about context, but Just let me know what you guys have. What questions you want to talk? Where do you want this thing to go? We can take it the crypto conversation. Ask specific questions. Give us your due diligence in any context you have. Stocks as well too. Obviously, this isn't a crypto channel, so we want to make sure that we're touching on stocks.
Yeah, well, and I wanted to just kind of touch on Twitter because, as you guys know, during earnings season, we're here to hang out with you guys after earnings. Twitter has earnings after hours today, so that's one that we're going to be keeping a close eye on. It has hit ridiculous highs at $60.73. I know a lot of you guys have had questions about this one. This was one that you actually had on Stockwatch Sunday, and had some pretty high expectations for. And this has all kind of been building up to here because we saw amazing earnings from Facebook, Snapchat, Pinterest last week, and now it's Twitter's turn. I'm a little bit nervous, I got to say, for Twitter today and what might be happening after earnings. I think that they really have to just blow us away in order for this to continue.
Yeah, and just to clarify, I haven't gotten a chance to look into the Pinterest earnings.
Yeah.
But they didn't miss. So I don't know if they had a great one. But the other ones you said did.
Yeah, but I think their active users were up. Isn't that what it was? There was something that
I'm not sure.
Prompted a bunch of buying from them.
Okay. Yeah, so Facebook obviously did crush it. Snapchat's still really doing well. And we still really like Pinterest.
Yes.
Generally. So Twitter earnings per share estimates are 31 cents. I had them coming into 37. I had them beating. Well, the thing I said about Stockwatch Sunday, the notes that I had were, so it's getting ready for its second $1 billion quarter in public history.
Yeah.
Right? Since they've been publicly traded, which is awesome. And then it just talked about their digital ad spend, which was up 16% from 2020. The total digital ad spend for 2021 is expected to be increased 16%. So total digital ad spend is supposed to be $400 billion, which is insane.
That would be ridiculous.
So how much of that is available? And Twitter is expected to have 3.5 billion of that this year. Yeah. Which hopefully they can get more of that. But if they do 3.5 billion, that's a 24% year over year increase. But really, like you said, the name of the game, daily active users. So advertising, daily active users, those are the metrics you're looking at. They could drop 200 million daily active users. So
I think that's going to be a big deal. With the political landscape and everything else, I think that's going to be something that is more than likely the topic of conversation in their earnings report, which makes me even more nervous for Twitter holders all the way up here.
Yeah, absolutely. And, the one thing that I had mentioned is Twitter's been kind of behind for a while.
Yeah.
And when they came on the scene, what they did was different and new, and people gravitated towards that, but they really haven't done anything new since then. And Twitter Circles is a new thing. It's like Clubhouse.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to hear more about that because they're still beta testing it, so not everybody even has access to it. But I think this could be huge because they're getting ahead of the Facebooks, the Instagrams,
right,
the TikToks, the Snapchat. Like, they're getting ahead of them in that.
Yeah.
And so we'll see what happens, but I'm hoping we hear some news about that. And could they also invest in Bitcoin? They could be a company that could invest in Bitcoin since they have the same company. They have the same CEO as Square.
Right.
And so I think if you're looking to get a little bit of a bump, it's smart to hedge with cash on Bitcoin if you're a big company.
Yeah.
You could buy it and then sell it. Like, it doesn't even matter just how much your stock would move off of buying it, being an early mover in that. It would be worth it if I'm a CEO.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, just your assets alone are just continuing to grow with Bitcoin. I mean, especially I'm really excited to see what Square looks like because of where they ended up buying a lot of their Bitcoin at like $10,000. They bought several $100 million worth of Bitcoin at 10,000 per Bitcoin. So yeah, I mean, if Twitter comes out and starts talking more about that, that might at least keep them afloat. But I think really the big deal here is going to be the daily active users. So should be interesting to see how this all shakes out. I
got a couple questions I want to address.
Sure.
John Hughes, was Fat Man Zoom's vote Tesla 1,000 or Bitcoin 50K? How we feeling with that now? So I had posted a tweet. I pinned a tweet. If you go to my Twitter, @FatManZoom, I did a poll. Brad is on the chaos, but I did a poll at the time, and it's been a minute. I can pull up when I posted it.
Yeah.
But at the time, Bitcoin was 25% away from 50,000. They were at 40,000.
Yeah.
And Tesla was 25% away from $1,000 a share, which was at the exact on the same day.
Yeah.
And so I just posted, which one do we think will hit first? The results of my poll, it was pretty close, but Tesla did win. And I feel like, okay, 59% said Tesla, 41% said Bitcoin, which is close.
Yeah.
I thought Tesla, and I don't think that it's a done deal. Like,
Yeah.
Bitcoin's still about, I think, 8, whatever that is.
We're at 40. So the
10% away.
The high for Bitcoin was at 48,211. That's the highest it's been today so far.
So it'll likely hit that number first, but you never know. You
Right.
never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tesla went on a mad run, thought it might make a run for it. It hasn't. I think Tesla's like 16% away and Bitcoin's like 8 or 9% away. So
It's a pretty looking chart, I got to say, on the daily.
yeah, it is looking good. Almost made a cup and handle.
Yeah.
Or did it make a cup and handle? Is that a cup and handle?
Not quite. It's just more like along the lines of like a cup. There was like no handle.
The other question, Charlie Connor asked, Fat Man and Brad, you still bullish on Chamath SPACs after the Clover allegations?
Hell yeah.
100%.
Hell yeah.
If anything, the Clover allegations made me feel more confident on the social capital companies because the way they handled it, they took their time. I don't know if you read the PR statement, but they released a PR statement. There were 16 items in the Hidden and Turd report, and they addressed every single one in detail, and then even extra.
Yeah.
And so that to me is a company that unemotionally answered it, responded.
Yep.
They were transparent, and I was happy with it, and that makes me feel good about the companies I'm invested in.
Yeah, me too. And we said that we felt as if Clover was going to be a screaming buy, anything below 1250. I ended up getting into this with an average of 1244. I feel really good about it. And then Chamath comes out Friday just before the market closed and mentions, basically kind of just speaks to the whole Hindenburg thing. And the stocks just shot right back up. And today it's doing extremely well.
Is the stream okay? Because I'm just loading over here.
I'm doing okay over here.
Okay, can you give me a second? Just run with this.
Yeah.
I'm about to die.
Oh.
Well, my computer's
I'm
not going to die.
He's not really about to die. Nobody called 911. We're good. Real quick, I just wanted to shout out Vic's Garage for joining the crew. Thanks for being part of the crew. If you guys want to be part of the Chaos crew along with Vic and get a daily watch list from us, access to our portfolios that we're trading in. We would love to have you guys a part of the crew. It helps support the channel, helps keep the studio running. We certainly would appreciate it if you guys hit that join button next to subscribe. We'd love to have you guys as a part of the crew. All right, so I see a couple of comments as well about Drive Shack. Drive Shack's actually making a move. It's up 7% today. This chart looks kind of crazy, but this obviously has come down after the offering and then has now started to make its way back up. The offering that came out was around $50 million. And so it really wasn't really all that detrimental. And I explained that to a lot of people who were concerned about that offering. But it came down and established a support again right in the mid $2 range, $2.35, $2.40 area, and it's starting to make a move back up. I don't see any news in particular on this thing, but it looks good. And I think that anybody who was able to get into the mid twos is in good shape. It's back up to 270.
Which that 265 we hit it a couple times.
Yeah.
267. So this could get moving.
Yes. So I like this one a lot. We still believe that Drive Shack is going to have a really good year this year. So we talked about the Rory McIlroy thing being, their collaboration together. So they got a lot of good stuff going on. I think that $50 million offering is going to go to a lot of good use. We talked about the puttery, that sort of thing as well. So yeah, great stuff.
Yeah, the offering is they were using it as a capital raise for 7 locations this year.
Yeah.
Daniel Camarena in the house from the FedEx I was going to say the FedEx studio from the FedEx warehouse. What's going on? Daniel, is it just you or who else is with you?
Yeah.
Let's get some names. Let's
Yeah,
shout them out. Nate said, every time people announce an offering, I worry the stock will tank like 20%. We've seen this recently where the market's getting a little responding better. And I think just from an education perspective, like it responds appropriately. And we're not always just seeing a sell-off, which historically it has happened. But understanding that it's good to put money to use and leverage capital. Peloton also haven't had an offering. A lot of companies have been doing it. So I think it's more becoming the norm and even the expectation for these growth companies. If you had a value stock making an offering, that would be kind of scary.
Yeah.
But a growth stock leveraging capital, especially when rates are so low, like, or I should say low, never mind. But anyways, it's a good thing. You're trying to grow. So
right.
As
If
long
they were
as you have a
using it
reason.
for toxic purposes, just to pay some CEOs, that would be different. But if they're using it to continue to grow the company, and that's why like offerings would come out on Tesla and people just soak up all them shares like it was nothing, because they know where the stock is headed and what they're using the money for. But anyways, Drive Shack's still a solid one to own if you guys are looking for a good penny stock. Did you see what Daniel said? He said there's a bunch of us in the break room watching.
No, I didn't.
He said a few of us on our lunch break
else.
that also invest. That's awesome, man. You keep sharing the love.
Are you guys doing community trades? FedEx community trades? Hey guys, let's get into UPS.
That'll be hilarious. He says
That would
about
be
7 of us, including our manager, when he isn't on the phone.
Is that guy
You guys
ever
got
off
the
the phone?
managers, they're never doing anything. Anyway.
Yeah. Shebang, question on managing profits on Zoom. I'm only holding 5 shares at $3.70. I'm wanting to continue to buy for the long term, but would like to realize some of those profits too. How would you handle it? Great question. That's the context we like.
Yeah.
Listen, we talk about scaling in and scaling out. So knowing, how long you want to hold. If you want to continue to hold it onto it, fine. But Zoom is a stock that does have that volatility.
Yes.
So when you get out, you will have another opportunity to get in. So I don't care how many shares you have. We're looking at this from a percentage base.
Yeah.
So you have, what's that? 3, that's 35. What is that? 500. So you have about 50, hold on. 19, how much do you have? You just have under $2,000. My God, my brain is just $1,500. You have about, so you have, you have about
2,500.
No, just under $2,000. I don't know why my math is wrong. You have 1850.
Yes, just under 2,000.
I think it's 1850. My
Anyways.
God, my brain is shot. But anyways, my point is that looking at the whole, one share is 20%.
Right.
So if you want, trim one. I know it sounds crazy, but even just trimming one or 2, right?
Right.
I would say think about earnings. Think about how that works. Look at supports and resistances, and then say, all right, well, if I sell 3, I have 40% less left. That's a good amount that could still move. But trimming one off here and there and seeing how it moves, and as it gets to a new resistance, potentially trimming off.
Right.
And then knowing that even if it keeps running, you still have some in the game. But if it comes down, you can buy more. I just did it with Rocket. We were full position size in our long-term account. So I trimmed off not even 20, probably like 20%. And now my order just filled the day. I actually got to post it in the Discord, but my order just filled the day that I had in for a week.
Yeah.
So doing that, it's those small incremental wins that'll add up over time. So I would start with one share at a time and then decide how much you want to hold on to through earnings, or if you just want to sell off before earnings.
That, and decide how much you want to buy back.
Yeah.
If it drops.
Yep.
And I've been doing that with a lot of stock. I mean, that's pretty much how I've been able to earn a living trading in the stock market, is just trimming out and then buying back at lower prices and continuing to ride all the way up. So yeah, that's kind of how we would do that. Victor Bowman, welcome to the Chaos Crew. Happy to have you, man.
I know, guys. My math was off. I was taking $30 times 5, and for some reason I was thinking of it wrong. But yes, I think I'm right. It was $18.50. It just took me a while to get there. Bear with me.
Close enough.
So there was a question about Facebook. I believe it was Mohammed Mukadi. Can you please break down Facebook? I'm in it big. I believe in it right now, but need your advice.
Yeah.
I bought it $268. The issue with Facebook right now, I shouldn't even say it's an issue, but one of the things as a topic of conversation in considering Facebook is this whole Apple restriction thing.
Yeah.
To me, that's the only thing, or the thing that's weighing on it most right now. And if you don't know what's going on, basically, a lot of Facebook's advertising is predicated it's predicated on the information they receive from the users.
Yeah.
And they don't ask you, they don't ask for your permission. They just take it. And that gets really powerful with advertisers because they can be what's called they can send target ads or do retargeting because they can be really specific and narrow on who they can reach.
Who they can convert.
Yeah. So like if we're a company and we're like, we want to convert people that live in California, males ages 34 to 35.
Right.
We can do that.
Yeah.
And so what Apple's doing now is allowing people it's like an opt-in. And so they think that this is going to hinder their ability or hinder really their advertising revenue because they're going to have a lot of people that are going to opt out. So it's not as powerful.
Well, and they filed a lawsuit with them for that reason.
They filed a lawsuit against Apple.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah. So I don't think I don't want to say it's a big deal. I don't think it should worry you about the stock long-term because I'm really bullish on Facebook. And I think they're also realizing that it can't just be advertising and they're diversifying their revenue streams, but
Yeah.
I'm still bullish on Facebook.
Yeah, I am too. And, if your average is 268, I'd say you're in good shape. If by some chance this gives you an opportunity to grab some more below 260, we've talked about this being a screaming buy when it was down here. Then I would definitely consider accumulating it. But anywhere in this 260 to 270 range, if you're looking to accumulate there, I think that you're in good shape. I see a lot of people real quick kind of just jumping on in on iSun. If you guys follow me on Twitter or if you guys are in the Chaos Crew, you know that I've been talking about ISUN for a little while. So I just wanted to address this real quick. It is having a little bit of a decent day. It did fall below that $20 support, and it is trying to work its way back up. So I'm not sure why this is moving back up, but this is something that if you guys are seeing this stock for the first time, this might be interest. This might interest you if you were either liked or traded Blink. This company, the stock is kind of related to Blink in that field. They're building charging stations and that sort of thing. It's an energy company, so I think iSun definitely has a lot of potential after its beat down over the last several days. I think it's due for a reversal. Unfortunately, broke below $20 per share. I am red on this one. I have it at $22.12, but not worried about it at all. I think it does come back. Like this stock a lot. Is worth adding down here if you guys are interested in something in iSun, in my opinion.
Rocket, that's funny. Snookeroo, what's up? Brad, I've got 100. What's SFT? Is that a stock or am I reading this wrong?
Shift Technologies?
SFT, I've got 150 shares. Would you sell? I'm up about $50 and have had this stock for 4 months. What do the charts say?
I have no idea what this stock is, but the charts have been pretty sideways, and now we're finally breaking out. So it looks as if perhaps this might continue. But if you're happy with the $50, then sell it. I mean, it's just, are you happy with $50 out of this? Was that what you were expecting or not? So it's really a question you got to ask yourself. By the way, Bitcoin is starting to make another move up.
Nice.
So, yeah.
There we go.
You brought up a good point as far as the whole Bitcoin thing too. When people were like, "Oh, well, as far as Bitcoin, potentially beating Tesla to 50K versus 1,000K." Just kind of wanted to retrace that. If it wasn't for Tesla, I don't think Bitcoin would be moving the way that it was today either.
Oh, well,
over the last couple of days,
be moving.
So it's like, Tesla probably could have made it to $1,000 per share before Bitcoin. Had Tesla not encouraged this.
Had they looked at my Twitter and realized that I was going to get screwed.
Exactly.
Mohammed Mukadi, thanks for the donation. What levels of supports do you see for Amazon? I sold at 3,400 at earnings. I went back in and Google too, please. People missed out on it, or he missed out on it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for the donation. I've talked about Amazon being in this wedge pattern. So we go out on this daily chart, and we even said that, if this broke out on earnings, then this might continue to do really, really well. But it didn't, and it's still just in this wedge. I think that there's going to be opportunities for you to potentially grab Amazon at we could see 32. It's still within this area. So I think 32 could still be a very distinct possibility. I'm not saying that it will come down to those levels, but as you can see, as long as it lives within this wedge, I think we're still going to be in that range. I'm looking for a breakout above this, though. If it does end up coming up above 3,400, 3,450, I think that we start to see a nice little breakout here. And again, this is on the daily chart. So if we're going all the way back before last quarter's earnings too. So this includes September on to now. I think that we're still very much in a nice bullish wedge. Still would want to own Amazon. I think anywhere within this pattern, you could try to accumulate this. I think you're going to be in good shape. So I wouldn't worry about $100 here or there. I would just continue to accumulate it as long as it remains in this pattern.
Michael Hanna's in the house. He was the one I was telling you about the Twitter.
Oh.
So, Michael, I'm going to, because we had a good conversation, I'm going to use you as an example of what happens with you Bitcoin people. Because if I'm hedging.
What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people? What movie is that from?
I can't remember.
What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people?
I know it's from a movie.
Robert Downey Jr. said the line.
Oh, yes, Tropic Thunder.
Yeah. So I'm just using it as an example, and I am not you people because I'm a hedge.
Yeah.
And I'm level-headed, right? So I put that pin up, which was on January 7th, a month ago.
Yeah.
I put the poll up about Tesla and Bitcoin, and Michael decides yesterday to say, now I can answer your poll, Bitcoin. And I said, the irony is the reason it will hit 50K is solely based on Tesla. The reason it'll hit 50K, I didn't say anything else.
Yeah.
Is solely based on Tesla. You know what his response was?
What?
Not solely, other companies will follow. That is somebody who isn't listening. Michael, you weren't listening.
Yeah.
You just wanted to make your point blindly.
Yeah.
Am I saying anything incorrect when I say the irony is that it will hit 50K solely based on Tesla?
No.
Okay. Now, if somebody announces today, Apple announces today and it hits 50, cool. Maybe you're right. But you are so hell-bent on, all you wanted to do was convince me that other companies will follow. I agree, but you weren't reading my statement and you're just thinking I'm bearish or I'm negative against it.
Yeah.
No, the truth is, the irony is the only reason it'll hit 50K is because of Tesla. And then I said, another victim of confirmation bias, you're not reading what's written. You saw one word and you're like, I love you, bro, but
he admitted
confirmation
that.
bias.
He admitted the
He
bias.
did say it. He did say it.
Shout out, Michael.
He
At
was
least for
itching to
having
say
some
something.
self-awareness.
On another note, Nicholas Tam asks, are we still bullish on CRM? I think it's safe to say, yes, we are.
That's correct.
And then I wanted to get to Daniel Camarena, one of my coworkers, is asking about SPCX. It's a safer way. Is it a safer, if it's a safer way of playing SPACs overall? 100%.
Yes.
It is a better way. And I don't know if how active your friend is, but especially if somebody who's not actively in the market, SPCX is a wonderful way. Even if you are, because there are so many SPACs, SPCX, I really like this when I brought it to the crew, but it has exceeded my expectations in the short time that we've had it. And it's in our long-term portfolio.
By a ton. I mean, this has gone absolutely crazy. And the craziest part about it is I don't think that there's too many people that are actually discussing this.
No.
So in my opinion, I think that SPCX is just getting started here. Even though it's gone up a ton, from 25 to 32 over the last 3-4 weeks.
Yep.
I think that this is just getting started. and if you want to get into an EFT to kind of hedge yourself instead of just
ETF.
buying ETF, instead of just buying one individual SPAC, you want to kind of hedge that a little bit. You don't have to worry about it. This is going to be a good one, I think. They manage it really well so far.
Trevor Sachs, have you guys bought any Tesla today? I haven't bought any today. I did add yesterday towards the end of the day.
Yeah.
You may bounce back now that Kathy bought it. She buys on dips, good companies. Yes, they do.
That's a good point. Funny pranks gone wrong. So this is what I wanted to talk about. Remember when I said I couldn't remember what I wanted to talk about before the show? I was racking my brain. I know you guys are with me. You have something solid that you're like, yes, this is going to be a good topic, and then all of a sudden it just leaves you. You're like, God damn it.
Hold on. Jeff Chow was like, I feel like Fat Man Zoom is the angry interpreter for Brad. Do you remember those skits on Key and Peele?
Yeah.
We should do a video like
That'd be hilarious.
That's awesome.
That'd be a great TikTok. But Elon came out and talked about Starlink and that he fully intends on taking that public once the financials actually start to become more and more consistent.
Oh, that's like that mind control company, right?
No, Neuralink is what you're thinking.
Oh, shit.
Starlink is the satellites in the sky, the internet.
Not the
You can
SpaceX
have
company.
internet everywhere. No, not the SpaceX company.
How many companies does
SpaceX
this
though
guy
too
have?
could possibly go public as well. I think he's open to both of those going public rather shortly.
Ooh, I like the Starlink idea. I don't know enough about it.
So Starlink, is internet, is global internet,
I like that.
and they've been doing Starlink's been around for, I don't know, guys, help me out, a couple of years at least. They basically have been just throwing up dozens of satellites into space to be able to provide global internet for areas that don't have it. And so, they obviously don't have enough revenue or consistent revenue to really take them public just yet. But Elon was open to talking about it and said that he does intend on taking the company public once they are more comfortable in their financials.
Nice.
So that would be huge. That would be monstrous.
Well,
I could only hope for Chamath and Elon SPAC play.
Oh, talk about a power couple.
Bro, that would be insane.
That'd be so much better than Warren Buffett and Kathy Wood.
Started in 2015. Thanks, Victor.
Victor Bowman, thanks for the donation. Thanks for the donation. I know you guys don't really talk much about Mary J stocks, but can you take a look at Planet 13 and Sundial, which is ironic because you wanted to talk about CGC too. So let's just cover it all.
Yeah. So we look at Sundial right now. Sundial went up to 175. I alerted you guys in a Chaos Crew at 84 cents. Ended up buying this, and I am out with half of my position, have half of it left. Made a hell of a profit on this thing, up almost 100%. Getting there. We're getting close. But Sundial's been doing extremely well in light of a lot of the positive news we've been hearing about weed stocks in general. I think one of the big reasons why Sundial's moving the way that it is because of this.
Doesn't
Not this.
what's that, guys? Doesn't Jason Mraz have a really cool Mary Jane song?
I don't know.
I
Does
feel
he?
like he has a really good one that we could play.
There's a lot of good Mary J songs.
Yeah. He's got one, I think, that's called Mary Jane.
Sublime. Smoke 2 joints in the morning.
The name of the song is Mary Jane?
No.
Oh.
But he smokes two joints at night too.
Go ahead.
He smokes 2 joints in the afternoon.
And this is because of CGC.
CGC. Somebody finished the line. CGC had incredible earnings. They wasn't so much the earnings themselves, but the outlook that they said they see a path to profitability, and it went off. It went up to 15%. $50.92 all-time highs for Canopy Growth. This has been one. You guys have asked me about weed stocks in general, and I said if there was one to own, and this was down in the teens when this was, that this would be the one to own. And there's other companies out there that do really well, but CGC is the best one, the largest one, and they said that they see a path to profitability, and it all kind of stems from the decriminalization from a legislative standpoint in the U.S. They got a long way to go, though. But this is great. This is encouraging. That's why Sundial and some of the other ones have been moving. It's been because of CGC. So we talk about this a lot. If you're a little bit nervous about holding some of these penny stocks or some of the other weed stocks out there that are under extreme amounts of debt, just go buy yourself some CGC. It's like everybody else going and buying some of these bullshit EV spec plays instead of just buying Tesla when they should have bought Tesla the whole time. I'm not saying that you can't buy some of these other stuff. Like I just said, I bought Sundial, but I didn't buy it with the intention of holding it forever. CGC, I could see myself holding for a very long time.
So between Planet 13 and Sundial, which one would you take?
Sundial.
Okay, next question. Rudy Brown, or just a statement, up 24% on SPCX. It's a great ETF. I'm looking to add and hold all year.
Boom.
Yeah, and I think it's going to continue to have great moves, especially when the volume comes in on that.
Yeah.
Peter Foreman, my bad. You did ask about Penn. I'll try to remember it off the top of my head, but Peter Foreman took profits on Penn. I want to say he might have said 135. He's looking for re-entry. Is 100 realistic or 110's more realistic to get?
So I had mentioned that Penn National would probably sell off after Super Bowl. The last 2 days, it has done that. I think that there's potential for Penn to actually come down to 110. 100, I think, is a bit ambitious, but I would take it. I'll be buying the shit out of Penn at $100 a share. But I think that 110 is probably more realistic. We may not even see 110, but I think that's probably the more realistic thing. I actually bought back into Penn now down at 118, and we'll look to accumulate and add to this if we get closer to 110 and for sure at 100, but I don't think that's likely.
Next question.
Say
What's a good sign to look into OTC stocks?
Say what?
What's a good site to look into OTC stocks? OTCmarkets.com?
OTCmarkets.com. Yep.
Ab Yoga.
I'll be referencing that in tomorrow's video.
Hey guys, you think Fisker is a buy here? They are participating in Goldman Sachs Tech and Internet Conference on Thursday. You think we see a pop potentially from this? Didn't we just see a pop today?
Yeah, today it's up 6%. So
what? It was Ab. Are you not looking at the watch list? Or no, I didn't. Sorry, Ab. My bad.
What?
I'm sorry. So I come up with like 7 stocks and then I trim it down to 5 when I make the watch list every morning.
Yeah.
Fisker did not make the list, but
Those are
top stocks under $20. We did say Fisker.
Put a video out last week. That was our top stocks under $20. Fisker was on that list.
So the question is not if we see a pop, because we figured it would move up.
Yep.
Can it keep going?
I think it can, but we got to see a vehicle out of their ass.
I
got
like
nothing.
I asked Brad today if somebody asks. So a lot of people in my circle are saying, should I buy NIO? They don't want to buy Tesla because they don't
understand.
That's a good word. They're idiots. And so
ignorant.
Yeah, they're ignorant. The definition of ignorant.
Yes.
Right? And so I don't feel like they want to get into NIO. I think Fisker is a better recommendation if you're not getting just as far as higher upside potential.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, NIO people. I think there is higher upside opportunity, but there's been a massive move on NIO. When you can get in at Fisker at $14, $15, now it's almost $16. It could double easily. And so I think that would be the one I would recommend. I would take Fisker over NIO.
Well, and I mentioned that to you as well, that I would take Fisker over NIO. And I think there are potential. I mean, again, this is all speculative still. Hopefully, Fisker learned their lesson from the first go-around and none of their cars burned to the ground. But I think they are learning their lesson. We've already saw some speculative conversation between them and Volkswagen. I think that if they partner up with them, it's going to bode really well for Fisker. I like it. I like FSR. I think there's a lot more upside to this one than I would, suggest with NIO.
Oh, Bob Marley. Oh, Rick James. I Love You, Mary Jane. I guess that's also a Bob Marley song.
Oh yeah.
I would get that.
What's that Tom Petty song?
He smokes 2 joints before he smokes 2 joints, and then he feels all right. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
That's right. YOLO, if you want a weed ETF, this is a great ticker. I'll just buy it to buy it. How haven't people gotten hooked onto YOLO yet?
On the what?
YOLO.
The ticker?
Yeah, like all these meme stocks, YOLO.
Yeah.
You should be getting into that, not Doge.
There's some good. There's a Spliff. That's a ticker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a Canadian ticker.
Aurora Group Buy. Absolutely not.
Hell no.
Mary Jane. I'm in Rolls Royce, but thinking getting out while I'm in some profit due to their offering last November.
Please get out.
I don't like their debt. Might put this into GE due to larger diversity.
Yeah, I do not. No.
Is CCIV moving? Somebody's saying CCIV is going up right now. Maybe merger news is what they said.
No. It's up 1.5%.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna take a pass on that. Twitter is. Let me see.
Bitcoin SPAC stock VIH. I don't know what that is.
I don't know either.
Interesting.
But Twitter's up
Interesante.
to almost 3%. So if you guys are just tuning in, we're actually hanging out for earnings on Twitter as well. Twitter has earnings. Should be hearing something within the next few minutes from them. We're about 3 minutes away from the market close. So should hear something from Twitter here soon.
Why is everybody saying, wow, CCIV?
I don't know. I got nothing.
1.5%? You know, fired up. Mohammed Yusuf, what's going on, brother? From Egypt. I think we knew that.
Yes, we did.
I didn't remember.
Yeah.
But I think you've told us that before. Keep telling us. Thoughts on Hippo RTP SPAC deal? I don't know about that.
Is that the ticker, RTP?
Sure. Put it in and see if Hippo comes up.
Reinvent Tech?
What's the ticker, brother?
You guys give me some weird ones.
Yeah.
I got nothing. I don't know, man.
What's our thought? I don't know about that either. Do you think SOAN will keep going?
Yes. It's another penny stock, but yes, I do.
All right. People are saying Fisker's a sleeper. Top 5 ETFs. Top 5 EV stocks under $100. Nicola.
Top 5.
That's what Nate said.
Top 5 EVs under $10. Is that what it was?
$100.
Oh, $100. I mean, just about all of them except for Tesla are under $100. Is there an EV that's over $100? I don't think so.
So what are your top 5 under $100?
I guess I'm gonna have to go Neo, Fisker, Tortoise, Shell, Helion, whatever you want to call it.
Helion? Wait, you wouldn't have FII?
Well, we don't know what the target is for that yet.
Yeah, last mile.
Oh, last mile. Yeah. FII would be one, but the merger hasn't happened yet, correct?
Correct.
So that would be one. And it hasn't moved a whole lot, but I think eventually, once people catch on, it will. What's that, 4?
Yeah.
I don't have a 5th one, I don't think.
RTPZ is a ticker for Hippo.
Oh, RPTZ? I'm still not going to be able to give you much, man. How do you guys find these tickers to buy? That's what I want to know.
Do you still believe NEO is going to outperform Bitcoin this year? NEO is really lagging.
I still have no RPTZ as a ticker. It's not a ticker.
Okay.
We're just going to have to move on from that. What was the question?
Do you still think that Bitcoin will outperform? Do you still think NEO will outperform Bitcoin this year?
What a comparison. No, Bitcoin, I think, is probably going to outperform NEO.
Are you ever thinking about getting back into STIC, which is the SPAC for BarkBox?
That was one of our top
stocks. Or should we wait until we are closer to merger date?
That was one of our top stocks under $20.
Yeah.
I would say that, yes, it makes sense to accumulate it here as well.
Do you think IPOF will merge with Rivian?
Oh, that would be some shit. But no, I think IPOF is... I think it would make more sense for an IPOD, maybe. But IPOF, I think, is designated for something much larger than Rivian.
Yes, R. Evans. That's why we got into FII. He's since gotten out. It's just been sideways. No reason. It's still a good long-term play. But, yeah, just the EV last mile delivery. We thought it was a good opportunity.
Yeah.
Any news about Churchill? What was it, Churchill's back?
That's CCIV.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no news about that.
Nothing.
Tillman on CNBC
I mean, am I
today.
missing something? Because CCIV is red for me.
Tillman on CNBC today pumping up GNOG.
Yeah. All right. So we are after hours right now.
I got to address this. The dude on the left, that's you.
Yeah.
Wait,
The dude on the left.
on your left, is that me?
I don't know.
Said Neo is going to outperform Bitcoin in a video. First off, I don't know. I have a horrible memory, so I don't know if I said that or not. But whoever said it, doesn't matter. Things have changed. Like, what are you talking about? Like, do you guys get that if we say one thing, like, you could have never, I don't care what you say, and I know Bitcoin people will say this was obvious. Nobody would have ever thought that Tesla would be would invest $1.5 billion, and it can change. Now the situation has changed. Now it's opened the doors for other companies, and we were talking about this. Tesla investing is different than Square and PayPal because Square and PayPal are in financial sector and they're also offer it as a service. That was great. Yep. And that was one thing we talked about. We were bullish on.
Yeah.
But the fact that that was different than like what Tesla's doing, theoretically they're just using like they're doing it as it's a different use case. That's huge because a lot of people follow Tesla. Now they're going to have to do it. So
you can literally buy cars now with Bitcoin.
Yeah. So like, that's like saying if I'm like, I'm not bullish on IBM, but then IBM tomorrow announces that they're doing blockchain. Hell yeah, I'm going to be bullish on them tomorrow.
Twitter's moving up.
I don't understand. No. I know I seem defensive, but like I'm going to get back to you.
Twitter's going off right
Let me see
now.
if I got some information. What do we got?
61.5. It's up 3% after hours after already having a monster day. What the hell? Look at this. I was not expecting this out of Twitter. I don't know if anybody was expecting this kind of move.
No, I could have. I mean, it could still sell off tomorrow, but this move is great.
Jesus says super boner. You're not lying, man.
Yeah, but we've seen this. No information.
We
is
have.
out,
I mean,
so
it's early yet. It's early yet.
If I have fear when it starts moving before earnings come up.
Yeah. Funny pranks gone wrong says watch it go red. I think that's a distinct possibility. I'm not willing to be all bullish on this just yet, but interesting reaction right out of the close. Pixie says, "Damn, did Twitter invest in Bitcoin too?" Yeah, right.
We were saying that's a strong possibility.
Yeah, because of Jack Ma's. Yeah. Jack Ma is obsessed with Bitcoin.
And Jack Dorsey, too.
Yeah, Jack Dorsey. There's too many Jacks.
Speaking of Jack.
Hit the road, Jack.
Hey, Tom. I know you're saying I'm getting defensive, but I know what you're doing. You're doing what all Bitcoin people are doing. You're not legitimately asking me about it. You're trying to be smug, and you're trying to bring up, hey, Fat Man Zoom, you still think Neo's going to outperform, or whoever. I actually thought you meant Brad. You still think, so I was being defensive for Brad. You still think Neo's going to outperform? There's different news. The circumstance is different before when we said it than now. It's like people, the cases change over time. So
we have a nice super boner.
Do we
Quite
still
a
have a
lovely
super
green
boner?
one.
What?
Is that still considered a super boner?
I don't know what you want to call that. Somebody asked for it, so I just gave it to him.
That's all I'm saying. Sorry if you think I'm getting defensive. It's not you, it's me.
These nuts.
Is that new?
No, it's been in there. Just haven't used it for a while. I got some good ones in here. We need to start using them.
You think?
Yeah.
We need to bring more audio back.
They know nothing.
I need to use that one a lot.
We need a Dogecoin one. We need a crypto one.
You know where that soundbite comes from?
No. Is that Jim Carrey?
No, it was Jim Cramer.
Say it again. Oh.
They know nothing.
Is he saying they know nothing?
So he says they know nothing. It was the 2008 crisis when the stock market crashed. He was actually one of the first ones to say the sky's falling, and everybody's like, "You're fucking crazy," and the sky fell, and he was like,
"Speaking of,
oh, there we go."
Now let's.
But yeah, that's where that soundbite came from, because he was like chastising all the like hedge fund managers and stuff, and telling them like they're all crazy. The stock market's about to crash.
Okay. My bad, Tom. I feel bad now. Tom was like, I'm legitimately asking.
He's been
Tom, to answer your question, is Neo still going?
that man Zoom's in a mood today.
I don't think so. I think it's been the week.
It might have been. It might be.
Yeah, I think the public's attention's been diverted. So it was off EV. We've seen this. We've seen this with Canopy. We've seen this with solar. Where does the attention go?
Yeah.
And so I think temporarily the attention is away from EVs. But as far as Neo's concerned, I think the attention is going to return to Neo and to Tesla. Will it outperform Bitcoin this year? I would say no.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
All right, so we got some numbers coming in
Actually, no,
potentially on Twitter. Twitter Q4 average monetizable. What the hell is that? I'm guessing that's revenue. Here we go. Vinay. Twitter sees 1 quarter revenue, 940 million to the 1.04 estimated.
Oh, I'm on the wrong thing.
So are we looking at them potentially missing here?
Hold on.
Looks like they might have missed on revenue. Thanks, guys.
Daily active users, they did miss. We went at 200 million.
No surprise there.
Expectations were 193.5 million. They hit 192. Earnings per share 38. Damn, I missed by 1 cent. They did beat
What'd you say? 39.
37. Estimated sales 1.29. They beat as well 1.19. They beat on both fronts. Daily active users were slightly down. However, year over or slightly below estimates, year over year, they're up 24%. That's good. I mean,
Yeah.
this may come down, but it needed to sell off anyway.
Oh, thanks, Victor. Appreciate it. So yeah, it's coming down. I don't think this is a surprise. Anybody else shocked by this? I don't think there's too many people that are shocked by this. Overall, the market just kind of turned red after hours.
A lot of people say my shirt looks like my sister's blouse. Does it look like a blouse?
Who says blouse?
Oh my God, what's the Chappelle skit?
Oh, I got Chappelle.
I'm rich, bitch!
Shirts versus blouses. Or is that what he says? When he's Prince?
Oh, I don't know. I don't.
Shirts. What is
remember
it?
the
What
bit.
do they say, guys? Isn't it like shirts versus blouses? Bitch.
Hi there. Do they answer super chats? I don't know. Submit a super chat and find out.
What? Does this make Twitter a buy? I mean, long term, I feel good about Twitter. I think it's got to come down some more. It's like still high up.
Yeah, I would wait. It's not ready to be bought up yet, I don't think. Unless there's something crazy in the outlook here.
Shirts versus blouses. Game.
Prince
blouses.
basketball game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that skit?
I have not. No.
Oh, make some pancakes. Oh my God. I'm going to show you that when we're done here.
Okay.
It is hilarious. Was there any other earnings today?
None that were worth,
Can you look at Cisco, CSCO?
I think, Twitter's trying to go green.
That. Yo, buddy. CSCO. They had earnings?
Cisco, yeah, they did have earnings. I forgot they had earnings. It's tanking. A little bit of a surprise. I kind of thought, I actually kind of remained bullish on Cisco after the last earnings. I don't know what the reaction is or if they even beat or missed earnings, whatever. I'm sure we'll get those numbers up, but I don't see much. I'm a little surprised at just the movement overall.
Gigi did submit a super chat. That's why they were saying that.
Oh.
So Gigi, thanks for the donation. I'm thinking of selling half my stock, my Tesla stock. I made a good return so far. Any thoughts? Well, we're never. It's what's the line?
First of all, it's my bad for missing the super chat.
What's the line we say?
It's my fault.
There's never a bad time to take profits.
Yes. Taking profits never hurt anybody.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I don't know what you're up, but I think taking Tesla would be good. What's a good level? What's a support that if it breaks under?
Really right here at 850. So close at 849.46, sitting at 848.81. If it doesn't hold at these levels, I put actually in the Chaos Crew watch list this morning that I liked it at 840 and 835. So those are two areas that I would potentially watch for it on. You look at the daily chart on this, you can see I have actually 795 also marked. I don't know if we see that again unless something crazy happens out of Tesla, but I like 835, 840, and 850. Cisco came out with quarter 2 revenue with a $12 billion beat to their estimated 11.92. And it looks like they beat earnings just slightly, but so nothing too crazy, according to the chat.
Divya New York, new member, I think joined this week or the end of last week.
Nice.
Any
Welcome.
thoughts on Ericsson as a 5G play for the switches? I don't know what that means.
Can you repeat that?
Any thoughts on Ericsson as a 5G play for the switches?
Yeah, I think, honestly, if I'm going to go 5G,
Yeslin's photo.
I don't think Ericsson is a bad play, but I think there's probably better 5G ones out there. I mean, I know that Nokia has been a bit of a meme stock, but honestly, and Fat Man Zoom can vouch for this, and anybody who's been following me can vouch for this as well. I've liked Nokia well before it was a meme stock.
Yeah.
Because of the 5G play.
Yep.
Nokia actually is heavily involved in 5G development in South America. Go look it up. But I actually do like Nokia, and it's finally come down to a reasonable level, so where I would probably consider buying this back up at 418. I like it.
All I think about when I see switches is snitches get switches and switches get stitches. Have you heard that? Snitches get stitches?
Yeah, I feel like that's like the Baltimore mantra.
Snitches get switches. I don't know what's Nokia coming out with a $99 basic smartphone. I'm kind of indifferent to that.
Lyft had earnings today as well. Thanks so much, Karthik, for oh, come on.
Snitches do get stitches.
I'm gonna
Claudia says Claudia.
Savage. Oh, Claudia, that's hilarious. Karthik and Savage Ray, thanks for the numbers. Lyft came out with earnings. Looks like they missed. Lyft.
Net loss 183, expected 224. Revenue, no, they beat.
They beat. Yeah, they beat. SoundCloud. I had $7,500 gains in Dogecoin, sold for $2,500, but I'm taking your guys' word on this. But if Dogecoin hits $1, Fat Man's gonna meet me in the parking lot. Hey, if you got free money in there, by
let's
all means,
roll,
hold
yeah.
on to it. You know, take the money that you put into it out of it, and then let the rest of it roll. I got no problem with it.
Don't meet me in the parking lot if it's $1. Meet me in the parking lot if it's $1.25. I will agree to meet you in the parking lot if it's $1.25. Now, I would meet you. If I were you, I'd meet me sooner than later because I'm ramping up my boxing classes. So now I'm
He is
going
actually
twice a week. So
going hard
my
on that
power's
speed bag.
Yeah, my power's coming in. So I would do it sooner than later because it might not work in your favor.
Lyft is actually moving pretty well after hours.
All right. No, talking about.
Twitter is back to red.
All right.
Oh, right.
Denzel, that would be a good sound clip.
Yeah. Well,
Okay. All right. Okay.
Your Denzel's so bad.
Okay. All right.
It's so bad. You got some good ones. Denzel's not a good one.
What?
Yeah.
What's the TikTok I did? The one on my Instagram?
I don't know.
Oh, you motherfuckers.
It's the training day one.
Yeah. All right, okay. It's kind of like Tracy Morgan, actually. It's like if
Yes,
Denzel,
it
if
is
Tracy
like
Morgan
Tracy
did it,
Morgan.
Denzel, I'd be like, all right, okay. Okay, all right.
Yes. Yes. I agree with you there.
And yeah, I just realized that.
Yeah.
That's my best Tracy Morgan doing a Denzel impersonation.
Yes. Oh, it's hilarious. All right. What else we got? Is that it?
Yeah, I think so. I need to go troll some more people on Dogecoin on Twitter.
We got some more stuff going on tomorrow as far as earnings are concerned, but I think we'll save that for Thursday's live stream. If you guys are just tuning in, or if you guys have been hanging out for a little while and haven't yet kind of gotten with the program on our schedule, we go live on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Sundays. So we'll be back here again at 3 o'clock Eastern time on Thursday to go over earnings. Disney has earnings Thursday on after hours. and a couple of other good stuff to talk about as well. So looking forward to that. If you guys wouldn't mind leaving us a thumbs up on the way out the door, we certainly would appreciate that as well. And that's going to do it for me, Fat Man Zoom. Anything else?
Victor predicts that I will be a Doge bag by next week. Oh, hell no. All right, okay. Make sure you like and subscribe.
The only way you're a
No.
Doge bag. The only way you're a Doge bag is if you're actually red and holding Doge. It's like
All right,
bag
all right,
holding.
all right. What?
You're a Doge
Oh,
bag.
yeah, Doge bag. Free Doge. Let's go, baby.
All right, all right, all right.
With the new administration going green, what energy stocks?
I thought we were closing us out.
I know. It's just a donation.
Oh, I'm sorry. Energy stocks?
Yeah.
I would say
Didn't we
any
do
of the
F-
ETFs.
First Solar? Or is that considered energy or no?
First Solar, yeah. I would do the FSLR. Yeah.
All right, fellas. I'll work on my impersonations. And ladies.
I
Bye.
quit this bitch.
Bye.
I quit this bitch. See ya.